On a quiet summer morning in Frederick, Colorado, everything seemed normal. Shanann Watts, a bright, bubbly mother of two, had just returned home from a work trip. She was 15 weeks pregnant with her third child and had been texting her husband, Chris Watts, just hours before. But by that afternoon, Shanann and her two young daughters, Bella and Celeste, were missing. Chris Watts stood in front of TV cameras pleading for their safe return. "Shanann, if you're out there with the kids, just come back," he said, emotionless. To the outside world, he looked like a worried husband, but something about him seemed off. Shanann's best friend Nicole had raised the alarm. Shanann missed a doctor's appointment, wasn't answering texts, and her car was still in the garage. Police arrived at the Watts home and began their investigation. Chris let them in willingly, showing no signs of panic. The house was spotless. Shanann's purse, phone, and keys were still there, but there was no trace of her or the girls. Over the next 2 days, Chris continued to speak to the media, painting himself as a heartbroken husband. But behind the scenes, detectives noticed cracks in his story. He showed no real concern, avoided eye contact, and acted strange during questioning. Then, Chris agreed to take a polygraph test. It didn't go well. "You did not pass the test," the examiner told him. "It's time to be honest." Faced with mounting pressure, Chris confessed, but only partially. He claimed that Shanann had killed the children, and in a fit of rage, he killed her. But the truth, when it came out, was far more horrifying. Chris had strangled Shanann in their bedroom while their daughters slept. He then loaded her body, and the still-living children, into his truck. He drove them to a remote oil site where he worked. There, he smothered Bella and Celeste and placed their tiny bodies into oil tanks. He buried Shanann in a shallow grave nearby, and then he went to work like nothing had happened. When police confronted him with the evidence, Chris finally admitted everything. The motive? He was having an affair and wanted a fresh start, a life without his family. The world was stunned. How could a man who seemed so normal, so loving, do something so monstrous? Chris Watts pleaded guilty to 5 counts of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. No trial, no chance at freedom. To this day, people can't forget the chilling details, the fake tears, the TV interviews, the calculated lies. The story of Chris Watts is not just a story of murder. It is a story of betrayal, hidden darkness, and the terrifying lengths some people will go to escape their lives. So now, I ask you, what do you think drove Chris Watts to destroy everything? Was it lust, fear, or something even darker? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more real-life crime stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.